Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a tarot oracle reading, and it is for the middle of June. And Sagittarius, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Sagittarius, we all have a little bit of Sagittarius in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Sagittarius in? That might give you further clarity as to your to this situation. And also, this is a timely reading. So if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. And having said that, this is, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That might give you further clarity as to your situation now. So we have the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. Representing the entire reading is the Wounded Warrior. The Wounded Warrior is someone that's been there and been through it. But he's managed to land 8 wands here. The wands represent the element of fire, of taking passionate action. They're made of wood, and wood fuels the fire. So this energy is talking about him landing 8 wands even through a lot of difficulty. So, you know, planting the seeds of your actions and having them grow into something that you can harvest. He's leaning heavy on the 9th wand though, and there's 10. So this is talking about, you know, he's got a headache. It's been a lot of work, but he is getting back up when he has... you know, when things don't go the right way, he gets back up and he continues to stay on his path. And then we have the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups energy is talking about, you know, the cups in tarot represent love. Usually, you know, quite often romantic love, but they can be love of anyone or anything. And this card here is talking more about all these opportunities coming in. There's 7 cups here. Each of them has a different gift in it. And this individual is like a black hole, basically. So this is saying you're a black hole that is sucking in all these opportunities. But like a black hole, you're the center of your universe, and you need to put a spin on this. So each of the cups has a different gift in it, but they're presented as challenges. So sometimes it can be talking about being spoiled for choice, and you don't know which one to pick. And then not picking any, you know, getting caught in that loop. And sometimes it just represents just being, you know, recognizing a possibility wrapped up in a challenge. And moving forward with it, putting your own energy into it, and then making something really amazing out of it. And this is for your internal forces. Right now, the self-image, how you see yourself right now. This person is this is talking about pentacles, and pentacles in tarot represent the energy of, you know, your lifestyle, basically. So health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D. Now, a big part of the, you know, lifestyle in 3D is money. And that's why this is represented as a coin. It's the element of earth, so it's regarding earthly matters. This person is trying to figure out, he's put 6 pentacles of money, time, energy invested in a project or something that he's been working on. And he only has 1 pentacle here, and he's used to being more successful in this. So he's wondering, what the heck? Like, what do I need to do? You know, should I walk away from this project? Should I call it and just start something new? Take what I've learned, take what I have managed to get out of this and put it into a new project? Or is there something that I can do to make this work? I feel this is talking a lot about the energy of Neptune in Aries. Neptune was in Pisces for 14 years. And moved into the sign of Aries like about a month and a half ago. And, you know, Neptune is about how you approach life, like your idealism, how you approach relationships with money, with people, with business, with love, all of the different ways. And when Pisces was in Neptune for the last 14 years, the Pisces is the senior executive, the last sign in the zodiac. and it's a water sign, and it's more forgiving and, you know, kind of gentle and a more idealistic and dreamy, whereas the Aries energy that it just moved into is the newborn of the zodiac. And it's a fire sign, and totally, you know, like they're like way more aggressive, ruled by Mars. And so this energy is basically talking about, it's going to be, Neptune is going to be in Aries for the next 14 years. So a lot of people are experiencing this. So you're not the only one. If you have learned how, okay, over the last 14 years, you learned, okay, if I do it this way, it works. It always works if I do it this way. Why isn't it working? And it's because maybe that energy, and, you know, because Neptune will be in Aries for the next 14 years, it's about having to make an adjustment. But I feel like a lot of times just tweaking things a little, doing things a little bit differently is going to, you know, can really make a big difference. So, you know, rather than maybe throwing the baby out with the bathwater, you might want to just experiment with little small changes to see if that, how you usually do things, and see if that doesn't get things moving again. And then we have this energy of the Chariot. And the Chariot is talking about it's basically saying this is already happening. You're on your destined path. And it's happening on the spiritual realm. So when you get on the Chariot, it's like a tank that just tung, 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 it runs over obstacles. I'm on my destined path. Get out of my way. There's no reins needed. We have the two sphinxes here representing that energy of movement forward and from the spiritual realm into the physical. This is about your abundance coming in. And then we have a gift from the Most High and the universe of a reward for following your North Star, being on your path, regardless of the ups and downs, and being able to see the possibilities and the challenges to keep going. And this energy is a reward for a better lifestyle, and it's the promise of that. Now, this is for staying on your path of glory. And this is talking about your communication early in life. So you may have always had a strong communication with God, with source energy. Have always kind of been connected in that way. And kind of, this is saying maybe you have always known even when you were young, you know, there's some souls that are a little more wiser than others. They'll talk about a wise soul. I've got a wise soul on my lap right now, my cat, Stella. She's got happy feet, and she's purring away here. You may not be able to hear because I have a noise-canceling mic on. I have a lot of construction out here lately. But like her feet are going like 90. She's got happy feet, so she can feel this good energy coming in. A cat's purr can actually heal. It's a very healing vibration, and it can even lower blood pressure, so I figure it can hurt. She takes her job seriously, so she's giving her right now. The King of Pentacles, you're so funny. Like, it's so funny when a cat takes her job so seriously. The King of Pentacles is talking about, being like a really, really good lifestyle. This is someone who's admired for their business acumen. He's one of 4 kings in the Minor Arcana. And like this is talking about someone that is, he's admired for being able to really do well, have a good lifestyle. And he's known for being able to bring thoughts and just ideas out of the blue and bring them down to earth and make something of them. That's this energy is represented by the grapes on his robe. The grapes in tarot represent a luxury item, and this is saying if you can grow a luxury item, then people are going to look up to you. This is also talking about, the people that tend towards this energy would be like people possibly in the banking industry. This would be someone higher up, like a bank manager or higher. This could represent someone like in charge of finances of a country, in the government. However that is in each of the countries. The energy could also be talking about financial advisors, wealth management, life insurance, retirement planning, that sort of energy. Generally, that would be someone who is established in, a firm that's well known, and probably a partner, and then, accountants, that sort of energy. Then we have we have an entrepreneur who's just very successful at business, head financial advisor for, or chief financial advisor for a large corporation. This could represent the energy of someone who is in real estate. This is about earthly matters, so quite often this can represent real estate, like mortgage brokers, stockbrokers as well, because selling gold and silver, minerals out of the ground, that sort of energy, and also real estate would be more like, it could be commercial, it could be residential, and land developers, builders, contractors. If it's a real estate agent, they'd be someone who's well established more than likely. So it's this type of energy coming through. This could be your energy. This is talking about coming home, like into yourself, and also it's talking about where it's your emotional foundation. So I feel like you come from a family that has money, or that understands money. Sometimes this can be talking about generational wealth. And then we have, or someone that's been raised by an entrepreneur, that sort of energy. We do have the King of Swords here as well. So we have two kings out here. This king is more like, this is talking about someone that has using their mind, basically, and their words to earn their living, rather than like a physical energy. And so the swords in tarot represent the element of air. So this is talking about the element of air, and so basically your thoughts, mental intelligence, discipline of the mind. And it's talking about having the swords represent that mental intelligence and discipline, but also they're double-edged swords. So it represents using your logic as well as your intuition for creative solutions. The King of Swords is a king of words. This is talking about being charismatic and able to use words wisely. He understands the power of words, that, they can be used as weapons and they can be used to uplift. Also, this energy is talking about, words can be, our thoughts are usually expressed through words, sometimes through art in that, but this is someone who uses their words to earn their living. And so it's talking about their thoughts being expressed in that way. And it can be someone who speaks publicly. And this could represent a politician energy for sure. Someone who, speaks and makes laws and uses, and someone, that's educated in that area. And this generally talks about someone who is well educated. And this could be about research, like someone finding the cure for a disease, or inventors, engineers. This can also represent maybe a best-selling author who writes a book and is on the New York Times bestsellers list, like that sort of energy. This could represent doctor, like a surgeon, dentists, veterinarians, psychiatrist energy. This also could be talking about the legal system for sure. So, the judges, it would be, head prosecutor. If this is a lawyer, this would be a lawyer who's a partner in an established firm, and maybe specializes. So it's that sort of energy. It's talking about using your words and being able to, the King of Swords does understand that actions do speak louder than words. So you have to back your word up with action, or your word is useless. So we have these two kings out here. Sometimes this can represent one person with talking about both those qualities. So you could be someone, This could represent your energy for sure. I feel like this for sure does. This could also be talking about it, or you could be consulting with someone who's an expert, you know, in a lawyer or someone like that, because you're maybe thinking about starting something new here. It looks like there's a reward of pentacles coming in. And so maybe tweaking something and going for advice to someone here, like maybe it's a legal matter. Sometimes this can represent the energy of that. So let's just keeping your options open, maybe getting advice from someone that maybe, you know, maybe you're trying to bring a product out or something like that. And you need to speak to an engineer, or you need to speak to someone doing research, or, you know, someone who's already had some experience in that field. So the Knight of Pentacles is representing one of the 4 knights in the tarot. And the knights come in, this is the slowest one of them all. The knights would deliver messages far and wide. That was the only way they had of long distance communication in the old days. So this would always be in person, but don't get caught up by that, because sometimes, like these days, there's so many forms of communication that you don't have to have someone knocking on the door for it to be the Knight of Pentacles. You could have a phone call, a text message. It could be something that documents or something that comes in the mail. You might receive an email. Perhaps you're on social media and someone connects with you, and maybe you attend an event that they're running, and then that is where you run into someone that can empower you. It's also a really good idea to keep an eye on what's happening at the top of the pyramid when it comes to the leaders of the world, like the presidents, prime ministers, people who run countries. What are they doing? What's happening up there? What, you know, the trends in business, you know, keeping an eye on that. If you do that, you might pick up like a new trend, or get an idea for a business, or get the information that you need that way, just by going on social media and watching videos like on YouTube. You could learn a lot. So this is talking about information, communication coming in. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving, as I said. He's at a standstill here. Sometimes he has to actually have a board meeting with himself just to brush his teeth. It can be really irritating waiting for the information to come in, or the communication to come in from the King of Pentacles. But generally, when it does, it's a solid offer. It's something that has been researched. He's looked into it. It's that type of energy. And it may be saying that maybe you need to do some research to be able to pull this project, bring it up, you know? And just keep making little experiments. Sometimes we're afraid to experiment, especially if we've always been successful and it's worked. But like if you need to tweak it, then if you just try small experiments and then double up on what works and just stop doing what doesn't, and just making little tests of that. Like right now with me, I'm with this channel, I now have enough information where YouTube is recommending the times when people are on the channel. And so I'm changing the times of when I bring my videos out a little bit according to what they say. I want to see if they know what they're talking about. And so that's the kind of energy, you know, and I mean, it's been interesting. Like I've been doing this for about the last 2 weeks. I have construction out here anyway, so I had to change my schedule anyway. So I thought, well, maybe this will be a good time to see that. And it, you know, sometimes the times are working better and sometimes they're not. And so it's like, it's okay. Like not every experiment is going to work, but if it's a small experiment, you can just quit doing it and then do something else. And so that's the kind of energy, like not making a big deal out of it. And so let's take a look at what the bottom energy for the external forces are. So the external forces, we have the Page of Cups coming in. So there is, you know, June 9th, it's the 10th today, as I'm doing these readings, but yesterday was when Venus moved into the sign of Cancer, and Jupiter's been there for a while. But Venus is going to be there with Jupiter until Venus is moving off on the 13th. So and it'll move into the sign of Leo. But a lot of astrologers were saying yesterday was the luckiest day for love and money. But that's, there's a window there. So I've been talking about this for the last 2 weeks because I figure some are saying it's the luckiest day for the decade for love and money. And I'm all for, hey, let's take advantage of that. Like, keep your thoughts moving forward in a strong way. And remember, love doesn't have to be about romantic love. It could be something you love to do or be. I feel this reading is a lot about a project or something coming in, wanting to work on that. But now we have this character here, the Page of Cups. And so the Page of Cups is talking about... pages would work for, it's also communication coming in all the ways we discussed with the Knight. But the Page is a younger version of the Knights, basically. The Pages would work for the King and Queen around 7 to 14 years of age, which sounds really young, but back then, the life expectancy was half of what it is now. So they had to work young. Like they didn't have childhood and adolescence as we see it now. And just out of necessity. But this would be a real coup. They would be, to get a position with the court with the king and queen, and they would mostly be expected to run communication back and forth throughout the palace, and also within, the running small errands and tasks. And then they would be given more and more responsibility as they could handle it. And if they were still there by the age of 21, they might even be considered for knighthood if they could afford their own horse. So the Page is like, this is a real coup for them to be in this energy. And he's like, he has this cup of love and he's got a fish in it. And he knows there's plenty of fish in the sea. So he has his eye on this fish. So this could be talking about someone having their eye on you, or you have your eye on someone. And this energy is, being very focused on one person. So this energy from the external forces could be talking about someone who's very focused on you, or you're very focused on someone. And it could be about romantic love, or it could be about something you love to be or do. We do have the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is talking about an energy of wanting to expand. This person is standing on the precipice of change and looking across the water. So this can be distant shores. This can be energy of across the world, or across like the country. Some like this implies there's distance. And this person, sometimes this looks like this represents someone. The wands again are about passionate action. And sometimes I feel this can represent someone who's leaving being in a couple and going single now. Or sometimes it can be the opposite, but generally that's what it is. And this can also talk about like this energy of leaving a project and starting a new one, or leaving a business partner and looking for new maybe other people to back your business, or changing banks, or whatever that is. It can be small, but it can be big. Sometimes this actually talks about making a physical move. Sometimes it's just like more of a, adjustment in your life. And the ships are sailing by. I know this looks like sand, but that's because the sun is shining on the water, turning it this color. And so this is about golden opportunities. And this dude is thinking, I think I'm going to hop on one of them ships and go on an adventure. That's the energy that he's in, and maybe just came out of a situation. Sometimes this card can represent, with the fish in the cup, it can represent something was fishy in your life, in your love life, and it stunk. And so you're getting out. And so it could be that type of energy, because this is actually going in your position of commitments, partnerships, and marriage. So there could be a change happening there. And we do have the transition energy coming in. Now this is talking about a transition happening. It's interesting because the Three of Pentacles energy is talking about people are starting to notice that you are in an elevated position, whatever it is you do. This quite often can talk about sort of someone who specializes in something, because, you know, it can be like these people want to collaborate with you because they're checking out that this is a sculptor, a stonemason, and they are doing all these beautiful carvings, and there's a spotlight on it, and these two are coming with plans. So this card is saying it's awesome. You're like, people are really recognizing you, that you know, you're someone that is reaching a skill set that not many people have in that field. So you might be starting to be considered. This energy is what I'm getting. And even though maybe you don't feel like it because you want to be more successful than that, this energy is talking about a shift. I keep getting this as a slight tweak in what you're doing, like just being willing to stand out, and whether that be a mistake or not, it might feel like a mistake to you, but that might be what is actually catching people's interest, because you're being innovative. I'm picking up that sort of energy. So this could represent, you know, in the entertainment industry, you know, this could represent someone who is an actor or an actress, and they're being offered the lead role, you know, in a Hollywood big film. This could be a musician that's finally being recognized, and the record producers are coming around and they want to maybe put you on a concert tour. This could be you're a really amazing athlete, and they're coming with the scholarships for universities and college, or better yet, you're in college or university and they're coming and they want you to be a pro athlete on their team. This is saying that this is awesome that you're in this energy, but be very careful that anyone that you collaborate with, anyone that you sign up with, that you are aligned, they are aligned with your lifestyle goals. Because, and it's also saying consult with a lawyer before signing any contracts with situations like this, when it's a big life decision like that, if they're asking you to sign a contract or an agreement. Because like history is rife with people not receiving the benefit of all the work they've put into something because of contracts that they signed and that had loopholes that they didn't understand, or being in an industry, and we see this a lot in the entertainment industry and sports, etc. When people rise to the top, signing up with different people and companies that actually belong to secret societies as well. And so if you're not in alignment with the goals of the background of that of the society, you're going to not be enjoying the lifestyle that you want. You're going to be forced to kind of do things their way. It would be like signing up and saying, you know, they're coming by and saying you're a great musician and sign you up, and then in the fine print, you know, you're rock and roll, and they're saying, no, in the fine print it says that you're doing country now. We feel you would be better. You know, it's like that type of energy. So you want to make sure that you get a good lawyer to, you know, look over any contracts and make sure that you're not, you know, that they are in alignment with your lifestyle, because you're the one who's in the elevated position. And it can be really challenging because if you don't sign up with them and they are like the ones that are controlling that industry, it could put you in a negative position, but not as negative as we're seeing now in the news these days quite a bit. Being caught in that energy can really, really hinder you in many ways as well. So it's about being really proud and being really happy that people want to collaborate with you and being willing to do so, but making sure that you know who you're collaborating with and what you're actually signing up for. And then we have, victory. So the victory is coming in. Oh, there we go. The victory is coming in. This is, there's a shift coming in your life. This is talking about a transition, and it's, you're being seen as a leader. And so this energy is basically saying that A lot of people would have wanted this position, but you're the one that received it because you've learned to rein in your impulses and your emotions, discipline your mind, and you're seen as a leader because of it. These people in the background might be a little bit disgruntled because they wanted this position or they wanted the trophy or whatever this is. But they are admitting that, yes, you are clearly the leader. And you can see that by how proud this person is. It's about coming out of a battle, a challenge, a competition, and being the clear leader. And this is in your higher learning and knowledge. And then we have, look at this, puts you into pre-Empress energy. So this is really cool. This is talking about your career and reputation. And this card always reminds me of Nikola Tesla, the famous inventor and genius. He would talk a lot about, you know, if you knew the beauty of the 369, you would have three, you know, 3 here, 6 here out of 9. This is talking about the energy of, you know, having 2/3 basically she has on her hand on, and then this 3 is extra. So it's knowing that ratio of how to deal with situations in life. She has her hand on 6 pentacles here, and these 6 pentacles are talking about the energy of what she needs to keep for herself to be able to run her business, run her household, all of that energy. And then the 3 behind her here are the extra, so that she understands the ratio basically. Like one pentacle might be for charity, and another for saving up for something, and this other is for a more risky investment, putting her money into that and moving forward in that way. So this energy is talking about the 369, that Nikola Tesla, if you knew the beauty of the 369, you would have the key to the universe. And that's what this falcon represents, having the foresight to understand, you know, about how much are you willing to invest in of yourself, your money, your energy, your time into anyone, any project, whatever, like how much of your time and energy are you going to invest in that? And is it a fair exchange? Is it an even exchange of energy? And if it's not, then, you know, it might be time to move on. And so it's that type of energy, like getting into a position so that this is a good card. It's saying that you've learned this, you're learning to invest in yourself. You know, if you're on an airplane and, you know, they'll tell you, like, if, you know, if the oxygen masks come down, put yours on first, because if you don't put yours on first, then, you know, like a mother's instinct, if you have a baby, would be, oh, I got to put the mask on my baby. But if you faint, then who's going to look after the baby? And it's kind of talking about that energy. And also being in a position of gratitude and appreciation for what you have, looking after it really well. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, this is about blessings coming in. And I feel this is this reward here. The Queen of Pentacles is known to be someone like this, because we have the King here, this could be a couple. So this could be this energy. I mean, this reward coming in could be from maybe moving forward with someone else after having like a difficult relationship, moving on to someone else. Maybe they're from further away. Maybe you just met them or whatever. And so the Queen of Pentacles could be someone who's divorced from the King of Pentacles, or this could be you are in this energy and you see this person as someone that you want to do business with, or maybe even, you know, they're a leader in your eyes. They're like pre-Empress energy to you. And so this could be talking, because we have a lot of potential for both love and money and having like that really good lifestyle. Like if you can share that with someone that you really appreciate and enjoy. And the thing about the Queen of Pentacles energy is she's known for being very resourceful, being able to make something out of nothing, just like this, but being resourceful about it. And she prefers quality over quantity. This isn't someone who's flashy with her money. She comes from old money, generational wealth. And so but I've been asking the question because I want to know from the universe, show me in the cards, why is the Queen of Pentacles having to be so resourceful if she comes from generational wealth? And it kind of brings up this energy that we're moving into. Like on the 14th, we're going to have the new moon in Gemini. And Uranus just moved into Gemini about a month ago. And the thing about, like, you can go back and look at my readings from like the end of May, beginning of June. I talk quite a bit about this energy of Uranus and Gemini because Uranus hasn't been in Gemini since 1941 to 1949. And it's a very, you know, like that was when World War II was happening, that energy and the aftermath. And we're kind of experiencing weird times on the earth like that. And I'm finding like the bottom line is with the energy of Uranus in Gemini, it is wanting the truth to come out. So if you've been on your destined path and you're doing your best to stay on that path and be, you know, the best version of you can be, this Gemini, Uranus in Gemini, it's going to be in Gemini for the next 7.5 to 8 years. And so this energy is, you know, a truth a day keeps the devil at bay. So I feel like, I think it's so interesting to watch how the truth is coming out in so many weird ways. It's a very different energy. Because Gemini is so quick-witted. Like sometimes Gemini energy, they're accused of being, you know, two people. The twin energy, but like it's because they're very quick-witted, and probably out of all the signs, Gemini is the most easily adaptable to change. And this energy of being in that, if you're on the right side of the law, it's a real gift. And if you're on the wrong side of the law, spiritual and, you know, in the 3D, it's a real pain in the butt, Uranus. So I just feel like I want to know, why is the Queen? And this is in blessings. So now, see, this reward is coming in. So the reward could just be simply being with someone that understands your work or appreciates your work. And maybe you also have love with that person, you know, a romantic love it could be. And it can also be talking about in the past not having that, and the choices, you know, when you choose your significant other can really cause, you know, these possibilities to become challenges that don't evolve into possibilities. So this is talking about having someone supportive, a blessing coming through, someone that you can rely on. The Queen of Pentacles is known. So this would be a good match for someone that's in this energy. And this doesn't necessarily have to be about romantic love. This could just be someone that admires what you're doing and they want to support you, and you admire what they do and you want to be supportive of them. And then, but we have the King of Cups coming in to clarify cards. Like, oh, here we go. Here's the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is saying, no, this is a love offer, a romantic love offer, as well as, because we have these two. These generally do mean romance, but this is clarifying that this energy is coming from a King of Cups. So quite often this is romantic love. And it's talking about the end of secrets. This energy here could be talking about the reward is the truth comes out about this energy here. Maybe this is someone that you have your eye on, or this could be your energy, and wanting to, you know, find out. There could be something going on. Sometimes this can talk about police involvement, but I don't see a whole lot of illegal, like this can talk, and it's right across from each other here. This can talk about this energy of collaborating with the right people, or collaborate, like how it can make a big difference. And so maybe that's what you need to tweak. So let's, if you're leaving the reading here, thank you for your time and energy. And for likes and comments and subscribes. I really appreciate them. They help build my channel. I grabbed the wrong deck here. So I'm going to clarify now with my oracle, Tales from the Vector. And I have a website, talesfromthevector.com. The numbers on these cards represent the paintings that I've done. I started this oracle back in 2007. This is from the bottom of the deck. And now so the numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they are in my gallery on my website. And I started this in 2007. In 2020, I completed all 64 paintings. And now I've had time finally to work on this YouTube channel. I've been busy. And this energy is, I'm in the mood for doing this now. You have to build a YouTube channel, you have to be dedicated, like, and put the energy into it. And so I didn't really want to get into it until I could. I'm using this as a way to work on this oracle and get the information. I have a lot of writing in paper on my website. I have the paintings in order. But now I'm working with the energy, like what's it like in action? And all of these numbers represent the paintings as they're listed on that gallery, and I will put them in the order that they are in the description box below. So if you want to take a look, they say a picture paints 1,000 words. This is actually a painting, it's actually an ink drawing, and this is a reproduction on canvas. But this, I did one for each of the signs, and this is the Sagittarius energy. And we have, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is saying this energy is changing. The Wounded Warrior energy is changing. It's about getting into more ease, like effortlessness, a flow in what you're doing. And the Wheel of Fortune is actually 3 wheels turning together. So this is it's talking about the past, the present, and the future coming together in God's plan. And then we have the Moon, and that's talking maybe about the new moon that's coming up. And that moon is in Gemini, and it is a really good time to commit to your personal goals, like to really, okay, I'm going to go in this direction. This is what I'm going to do. It's very supportive of that. This Gemini is Gemini is logical. And Sagittarius is more about intuitive knowledge, and Gemini is more about like logical knowledge. So the combination is a really strong combination, and Sagittarius and Gemini are across the wheel from each other. So Gemini has a huge effect on Sagittarius, and Sagittarius has a big effect on Gemini. And so this energy of the truth coming out, and this new way of looking at it from both those perspectives is very powerful for Sagittarius energy and for Gemini energy. It can be a really, really strong combination, and it's hanging about for the next 7 to 8 years. And I feel like this energy of Uranus in Cancer, that gets moved into that sign, this is sitting on this house here, so we'll take a look at that. There is a the transition is coming in from the external forces, and that's what we're talking about here. But we're going to look at this over here first. So this is falling and failing in love as a matter of I. So maybe part of the lifestyle challenge here is just not ever finding that person that you can really have a real strong connection with. They understand your work, and it adds to your life instead of adding more work to your life, if that makes sense, to have them in your life. And then the Taurus energy is talking about learning. This is like that learning stage of this energy, of the give and take, how much you're willing to invest of yourself. The best investment is always in yourself, because it upgrades your energy. Upgrading your knowledge, upgrade your education, upgrade your physical health, your fitness, all of that. And so this is talking about that give and receive in life, and the give and take of life. Now, when horoscope signs come up in my readings, and it's a general collective reading such as this, I'm not talking about individuals here, so I want you to be aware of that. I'm talking about the energy of each of the horoscope signs. And so Taurus is represented by the bull energy, and Taurus, it matters to the Taurus energy, comfort matters, and feeling secure and safe in finances matters to Taurus. And across from that is the Scorpio energy saying, no, let's do it this way, And Taurus will really, like, like a bull when a bull digs its heels in. And then, they don't take to that. Like, they like their possessions, and they like to know that things are going to be a certain way, especially when it comes to their home and finances, etc., making sure that they want to feel secure. And the dissension energy, so it makes it a little more challenging to make changes in that way, because it's that, like, if it affects that, that energy can really hold you back, or it can, it has its pluses and minuses. So the dissension energy, this is talking, you've been swimming with sharks. And so this is talking about maybe something holding you back. And what's interesting is this is coming up from early communication in life. So this would represent, sometimes when the communication is coming in, we can see, like, the energy of the pages is 7 years old, 14 years old, 21 years old. It's that transition energy. So it's talking about that, and it's talking about a transition in that. So this is talking about, with friends like this, who needs enemies. We have the all-star energy. This is talking about using your intuition in a strong way, your third eye, and using your insight as well as your logic. And that's that combination I was talking about in the Gemini energy. And then we have the intellect, and, like, this is that energy of Cancer. So this is talking about, like, right now we're still in that energy of Jupiter and Venus being together in the sign of Cancer. And it's saying, use your insight, use your intuition, how you feel about this. Then the Aquarius energy, Uranus, like, it can be a pain in the butt. But if you're on the right side of the law, you're going to find, like, the truth coming out every day. It's kind of, it's humorous sometimes how it's coming out. And sometimes it's like, what the EF, external forces coming in. If it's an internal force, you'll know, because you'll be asking, what if I do this? What if they do that? The woulda, shoulda, couldas of life. And when it's an external force, you might be saying, what the EF happened? Like, what is this about? The way the truth is coming out, it's quite humorous, sometimes in a satiric way, like a sarcastic way, I would say. But this again is talking about wanting to experiment a little bit and maybe tweak things a bit in your love life, and also in your things you love to do and be. And this is talking, the World card is when this information comes in about this pentacle energy. I feel it's going to change your world. And this is talking then about a new cycle coming in and happening, which makes sense, because this person is now moving on, possibly from a stinky relationship, a fishy relationship. Let's see what's going on with this. Temperance, having, temperance is talking about staying on your destined path, having the devotion to doing so, being the best person that you can be, and having patience to be with someone that's also in the same energy as you, for them to see you in that way, for you to see them in that way. This is talking about attachment. So yeah, what's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. That basically describes the reason why you need a good lawyer. When people, a lot of people think about karma, they think it's punishment, but karma is actually cause and effect from your actions or your inactions. So if you know that someone is, like you could have direct karma, and someone is suffering, and you could do something about it, and you don't, that's a choice you're making. Like, not making a choice is making a choice. And so being attached to someone else's, what belongs to someone else, or being attached to a certain outcome, my way or the highway kind of energy, can lead to karma for sure. And that would be directly from your actions of causing that for someone else, or, not doing something when you know that that's happening. And then there can also be indirect, which could come from your ancestors and descendants, and they didn't clean something up before they crossed the veil. So it's up to someone in the bloodline to do it. And, attachment is the mother of all of them. Like, that's when you have to, you can easily fall into other karmic spaces for sure. This is also like association. So indirect would be, you know, you're having to clean up your ancestors and sometimes your descendants' karma. And also sometimes having like associations in business or whatever, with friends, family, lovers, whatever that is, and that cause karma because you're associated with it. So, and then we have the karmic spaces that we can all fall into those for sure. Being human, actually, you know, when you're moving forward and you're on your path and you're doing your best to be the best version of you, you're definitely going to make mistakes because you're going to be stepping out of your comfort zone. So just be aware of that. You know, that's, you know, you do your best and then clean it up as best you can. And then the trauma queen energy is life's a slice, hold the drama. It's kind of like getting that control, being in a position where you're reining in your emotions, and it makes a big difference in you know, being able to move forward in your life. And also that discipline of your mind. And then there's denial. What I don't know won't hurt me. This is in your career and reputation. Yeah, if you have people behind your back that are not happy with the way you're doing things because you're not doing it the way they want you to, or they're taking, you know, the cream of the pentacles off your hard work, that's going to hurt you, because if you're in denial of that happening, if you're not aware of that happening, how are you going to fix it? And that could be why there's missing pentacles here. We do have a tower, so I'm not surprised to see the tower here on this Queen of Pentacles. Something's not quite right here. If someone is supposed to be having this and other people are attached to it, there could be a reality check coming in. And with this Gemini energy, it's every day there's some sort of reality check coming in that's like public, like it's out there, and it's like, and it's so weird because it's coming in the strangest ways, like the whole, if on the internet there's this big thing about the Lego incident. If you're on the internet at all, you'll have seen it, and it's just so obvious in so many ways what's happened here. And you know, just watching, okay, how is this like Lego of all the things like that you would expect to be at the, you know, like to bring this kind of information out, you wouldn't expect it to be from that. And that's the kind of energy that this Gemini is in. Like, it's very quick-witted Gemini, so things come out of nowhere, and it's kind of like you have to accept that maybe it's going to be a weird way that the truth comes out. It's not going to be the way you wanted it to come out. You know, it's going to be like whatever it is. It's a reality check for everybody. It's uncomfortable. You know, that's the kind of energy that we're looking at. And then we have the Leo energy. I feel like that's talking about Venus moving into Leo in a couple days here and moving out of this, you know, this energy that the astrologers are really talking about. And I say, hey, keep your thoughts strong to where you want to go. And just, you know, Leo energy is about, it's ruled by the sun, and the sun is the happiest card in the deck. It's talking about, you know, focus on where you want to go. And being in this leadership by just disciplining your emotions at this time can be really beneficial. So I do hope that this has been empowering for you. I've enjoyed this reading. It's, you know, got a lot of good information in it. If you've enjoyed it, consider giving it a like and comment, subscribing. If you resonate, I would be honored if you did so. And I'll be back. My next one will be about that new moon coming up right away here. Bye for now, Sagittarius.